So here we're going to solve number 7 or 17 or 18. One of those, they're the same. Those two equations, they have fractions. So in order to solve them, first you're going to eliminate. We're going to cancel the fractions. So how you do that? You multiply both sides of the equation by something to cancel it. So which one you want to do, 17 or 18? Pick one.
17.
17. Okay. So if I want to do 17, I have to get rid of the fractions first. So looking at my first equation, they have 3 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. The second equation also have 3 in denominator, so I'm going to multiply by 3. Sometimes you multiply by different numbers. In this case, they're the same denominator, so that's what you're doing. So when I multiply, I'm going to write it step by step. I have 3 times 2 over 3x plus 3 times y equals 3 times negative 5 over 3. And then the same way, the second equation, 3 times x minus 3 times 1/3 y equals 3 times negative 13 over 3. So when you multiply by 3, all the denominators are going to cancel. Okay, so now we have equations, system of equations with no fractions anymore. And then you can solve it the way you like. So you have 2x plus 3y equals negative 5. And then 3x minus y equals negative 13. Now, how you want to solve this system? You can do an additional method, right? I can multiply, this is negative 1. So I can multiply the second equation by 3. And I'm going to eliminate the y's. See, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, cancel with the 3 in the top. I'm going to match the y. So I'm going to continue here. So I have copied the first one. And I'm multiplying everything by 3. So it's going to be 9x minus 3y equals negative 39. And when I add those two equations, I'm going to get 11x equals negative 44. Divide by 11. It's going to give me x equals negative 4. And then you can plug it back in one of the equations, doesn't matter. So where you want to plug it in? I'm going to use the first one. So I'm going to replace x. So I'm going to get 2 times negative 4 plus 3y equals negative 5. So we get negative 8 plus 3y equals negative 5. I'm going to add 8. And I have 3y equals 3. So obviously y is going to be 1. And then my final answer, I'm going to write it as a point, coordinates. X is negative 4 and y is 1. Okay, so that's how you solve a system with fractions. You cancel, you eliminate the fractions first, and then solve it the way you like. Okay, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if you look at number 18, you're going to multiply both sides by 6 because that's your common denominator. That's what's going to cancel the fractions. Okay, now we're going to go to some applications. So here we're going to solve applications. We're going to use system of linear equations with two variables. So here in number 19, we have the supply and the demand equation. They're given here. for posters of 2013 Super Bowl championship for the particular week. So these are the equations given. So the first one give me the supply equation, the second one give me the demand equation, where P is the price and Q is the quantity in thousands. Okay, so the first one we need to solve, it says find the supply and demand, so both of those, if the posters are priced at $6. So this is the price, right? So this is gonna be P, because P is the price in dollars. So what you're doing, you're gonna get the supply first. So the first equation, which is P equals, and you're gonna replace P with $6. So into the supply equation in here, I'm gonna have 6 equals 0.8 Q plus 2.6. And you're gonna solve that. How are you solving it? You're gonna subtract 2.6. And you're gonna get 3.4, right? 0.8 Q. You're gonna divide by 0.8 both sides. And you're gonna get Q, which is the quantity in thousands. So 3.4 divided by 0.8 is 4.25. So it gets Q equals 4.25. So that means you're multiplying it by 1,000. So at $6 price, the supply is gonna be how many? 4,250 copies. Okay? Everybody understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you're going to take the demand equation. So you're going to do the same with the demand equation. So we have, using this equation, we're going to plug it in 6 for P. So let me write it here. So now using the second equation, so P is 6, negative 1.2 Q plus 9. So we're going to subtract 9 in both sides. This cancels, so you have negative 3 equals negative 1.2 Q. And then you're going to divide by negative 1.2. And you're going to get Q equals, is going to be positive. So 3 divided by 1.2 is 2.5. Okay, so how many posters is going to be the demand for $6? Just multiply by 1,000, right? So it's going to be
2,700.
2,500. Okay, everybody understand that? And then the next one, number 19B, it says find the supply and the demand when the posters are priced at $8. So you're doing the same, but instead of 6, you're going to put 8. So I'm not going to do this. It's the same way. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the next one, which is C, find the equilibrium price and quality. So what is equilibrium? Equilibrium is when the price and the demands are the same. So technically you're going to solve these two equations as a system of equation. You're going to solve it together. So you're looking when the price and the demand meet each other, technically. That's why you have equilibrium. So what you're doing, you have already P equals something, P equals something. So what I'm doing, I'm going to solve it as, I just want to make it like this so I can see. So what you need to do is solve this side equals this side, which is P equals P technically, system of equations. So it's going to be 0.8 Q plus 2.6 equals negative 1.2 Q plus 9. So this is what you have to solve to find the equilibrium price and the demand. So solving the system. So you're going to add 1.8, I'm sorry, 1.2 to 0.8. And also you're going to subtract 2.6 in both sides. So you're going to get 2Q equals, so here we have 9 minus 2.6 is 6.4. You're going to divide it by 2. And you're going to get Q is 3.2. So what is the quantity? The quantity is in thousands, right? So it's going to be 3,200. That's the quantity. Now, what is going to be the equilibrium price? It's going to be when you take this 3.2 for Q and plug it in one of the equations. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use the first one. I'm going to make it like this so I can see. So the price is going to be 0.8 times Q, which is 3.2, plus 2.6. So I'm plugging it into the first equation. Doesn't matter. You can plug in the second. You're going to get the same equilibrium price. Okay? So what you need to do is do 0.8 times 3.2. That's 2.56. And then you're going to add 2.6. It's going to be 5.16. So the price is going to be $5.16. Okay? Everybody understanding this? Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So whenever we're doing, I guess, word problems, would this be the only time it would come up for the equilibrium, or we make them equal to each other?
Yes, when it's equilibrium, you solve the system, like you solve them together.
Okay, so it doesn't go in the same, I guess, category as we were just learning earlier with the substitution and addition. It would be its own kind of thing when it says.
You can say it's substitution. It's substitution method.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how you do this one. Any questions? Okay, I think we have time for the last one also, so let's go with the last one. So here we have a word problem where they don't give us the equations. We have to make them up. You have to solve them. You have to find the supply equation, you have to find the demand equation, and also you have to find the equilibrium, price, and quantity. So this is pretty much what we just did, but they don't give us the equation. We have to find them. So this is how you find them. You're gonna find the supply equation first. So at 140 per pound, the daily tobacco supply is 1,075 pounds, and the daily demand is something else. And then when the price was 120, the daily supply decreased to this, and the demand is also something else. So we're going to use the information only for the supply. Okay, so here what you're doing, you're going to have and also they have the demand, they are linear equations. So that is important, they're linear. So you're going to use the equation of line. So here what you're doing, you're going to you're gonna solve your equations, and you have price. So it's gonna be like a 2 points. So I'm gonna start with, for $1.40, the supply was 1,075, and for the other price, $1.20, we have the supply was $5.75. So using those 2 points, you're gonna find the equation for the supply. Okay, then you're gonna do the same for the demand. So we have for 1.40, so the demand equation, I'm using different colors, so I'm gonna focus on the demand. The daily demand is 580 pounds, and the demand increase to 980. So here the 2 points you're gonna use are gonna be $1.40, and the demand is 580. And for $1.20, the demand was 980. So these are the 2 points. So what you're doing from here, we're gonna find the equations. So first, let's do the first one. So using these 2 points, we're gonna use the slope formula first. Find the slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember that formula? So we have 575 minus 1,075 over 120 minus 140. And then you can just simplify that.
I'm sorry, that's the x2 minus x1 over x, y2 over y1. That's the
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Okay.
Yes, that's the formula. So what you're gonna do, we're gonna find the equation when you use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the formula. So it's gonna be 1.2 minus 1.4 over 1. So it's gonna be 575 minus 1,075. And when you do that in the calculator, it's gonna be, somebody calculate it, or what you guys get?
the top's 1.2.
Negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over 500.
What you get, 500? Negative.
It's negative 500.
And when you divide it, it's gonna be 0.2 divided by
250.
0.004, right? Three zeros. That's what you get. And then from here, we're gonna find the equation. So we're gonna find, you can use y equals mx plus b. So you can use x and y from one of the points. So let's use the second point because it's a small number. So you have 575 is the y, equals m is the 0.0004. X is, oh, sorry, I have it backwards. So it's gonna be y is 1.2 and x is 575 plus b, and then you're gonna multiply 0.004 times 575. That gives me 0.23, and when I subtract it in both sides from 1.2, it's gonna be 0.97. Okay, and after you find b, the equation become So the supply, so this is Q and this is P. So it's going to be, the equation is going to be P equals, the slope is 0.0004 x, which is the Q, plus 0.97. So this is going to be my equation for the supply. And then you do the same way for the equation of the demand. And then you're going to find the equilibrium. Okay? The same idea, the same way. And I have the answers here so I can get the I'm going to write it for you. I'm going to just copy that for you. Okay. So we don't have any more time. So I'm going to put all the answers here for you and you can just pretty much calculate the same way. Okay. If you guys have any questions, let me know.
Can you put the formulas that we need to use for those?